How are you? You have another 24 hours. It's amazing, I'm proud of you, I know you don't want to be here. I understand. It's a state of mind, it's tough. I get it. But don't give up, because if you give up, you'll go back to where you were. Remember when you started, how bad and desperate you were to be where you are now. Yes, I remember. You have to keep the same attitude. You have to keep going. Keep fighting. Don't let the fear of failure and the allure of playing it safe in life trap you. You can't get out of life alive, you have to die to get out of here. When you sleep, ladies and gentlemen, you need your dreams. I'm here to tell you that when you are awake, you also need your dreams. You must have your goals. You won't achieve them if you drift like a leaf in the wind. You must become someone specific. If you go to work tomorrow because that's what you did yesterday, you won't be as good tomorrow as you were yesterday, because now you're 2 days older and not any closer to the goal you don't have. I'm telling you to keep going despite setbacks. Keep going despite adversity. I'm telling you to keep going because in a few years, when you look back, make sure you remember one thing about this moment. That you gave everything you had. That those late nights, those early mornings, the hours and hours in the books, the preparation, the dedication, and the resilience paid off. That you knew who you were and let it manifest and guide you into the future. You can't get out of life alive, so there is no safe position. You can die in the stands, or you can die on the field. You can get out and have a good time. No problem is permanent. Or do you think the problem is widespread because you can't manage your finances? My world is over. My relationship is bad. Everything is over. Or is all this happening because there is something wrong with me? Your life is more than that. It requires another perspective, and you can't do it just by sitting and thinking. You have to move your body. You have to change your energy and your focus, because with low energy, no matter how smart you are, you won't use your full capacity. But if you put yourself in a superior mental, emotional, and physical state, suddenly you start to remember who you are and get answers you didn't even think were possible. Doesn't it amaze you that you are this fantastically complex thing and doing this without any education on how to do it? You never learned, but you are a miracle. That is one of the great wonders of life. And you're not here just to survive or navigate foreign territory. You're not made for this moment. Most of us have been conditioned not to take risks. People ask me how to be happy. I tell them it's very simple. One word: progress. Progress equals happiness. If you keep growing, you will feel alive. And if you keep growing, you will have more to give. When you carve paths from scratch, when you find the breath you don't have, when you find the energy that didn't exist, when you want it as much as you want to breathe, that is when you find the way. It doesn't take any motivation or drive to stay at a low level, but it demands everything from you. You must have the will to say, I will challenge myself. Sometimes I have to get out of bed and say, let's go. Things I know I should do, I don't do. Things I shouldn't do, I do. I have found that the greatest enemy you have to face is yourself. There is an old African proverb that says, if there is no enemy within, the enemy outside can do you no harm. If you are willing to endure, hold on a little longer, give a little more. If you are willing to put everything you have into the task at hand, you may be surprised by what life has in store for you. No matter how many Oscars, how much money you have in the bank. We've all seen people who had all that and call me because they are depressed or there's a suicide. So, it's an inner game, and that's what we lack today. Everyone is focused on the external and the things of the outside world that they can never control. You can influence, but you can't control it. This, your mind, your emotions, your body, you have 100% control over what you do with them. That's where the game is won. Win the inner game, then you win the outer game. Many tried to win the outer game, won, and are miserable. We always worry. Have I thought about it enough? Have I taken enough data into account? And if you think about it, you understand that you will never be able to take everything into account. The data for a decision in any situation is infinite. So what you do is think about what you're going to do about it, and then at the moment of action, make a quick judgment. It's amazing how often it works. You need to have the mentality of being able to do it. You have to start believing and fortifying that belief and feeding that belief by listening to audios, attending seminars and workshops, challenging yourself, pushing yourself. Don't get so obsessed with what happened yesterday that you miss the opportunities waiting for you today. Remember that whenever one door closes, there is another waiting for you. For me, success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure, and many focus on success. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's like success is getting what you want. Fulfillment is living from what you love. Take the risk of doing what you want, it will work. We don't realize that what I want, what I really want, is what you want. And I don't know what you want. But I would never have discovered what I am capable of doing now if I had not been willing to take a risk. You have to be willing to do it. You have to believe in yourself. Yes, I want to change the world. I want to make the world a better place. I want to keep my promise. I want to be different. I want to change my life. I want to succeed. How do I do it? One day, one choice, 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 second, one decision at a time. I want to take risks. I want to level up. Most people don't do that. You see, most people get involved in an empty life, a life of little risk. If you are not willing to risk, you cannot grow. If you cannot grow, you cannot be your best. If you cannot be your best, you cannot be happy. And if you cannot be happy, what do you have left? When you are serious about changing, all you have to do is not tell anyone what you're going to do. Just do it. Let your life shout. Let your life shout and speak so loudly that it says everything and no one can ignore it. Don't be offended when no one believes in you. Believe in yourself. Start choosing well. Start making good decisions. Consider subscribing and giving a like. These videos take time to create and your support would be greatly appreciated.